Hey YouTube, Casey here, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on GCC's January wave. This drop has some great highlights, but also a couple slip-ups, which hasn't been too common for this customs producer. Let's start out with the good though. With the Bad Batch's final season coming out, it's cool to see GCC pushing a lot of the characters from the show out in this drop. These Gray and Hauser figures are updated variants with printed pauldrons removed and arm printing added. I have no complaints for these figures since they're completely accurate and are perfectly translated into the 2020 Clone Trooper style. I'm not a big fan of printed arms on the clones, so for my personal taste, I switched them out with some colored arms and added Cape Cantina pauldrons. Putting these two beside Wilco just looks so good, and hopefully we can get a Commander Mayday in the future. Another Bad Batch character that got restocked with printed arms is this Imperial Commander Cody figure. Cody looks amazing with this grayed out color scheme from the Solitary Clone episode of the show. My only minor complaint is that Cody's jetpack isn't printed on the back like it is on the official figure. Moving on from the Bad Batch, we have a couple other figures. Commander Bly looks awesome with the second version of the character. GCC fixed a complaint people had on the print of the helmet being shifted too far down, which while a small issue, it's great to see them listening to community feedback and fixing it. I'm personally not a big fan of the pauldron on this figure, so I did a good amount of upgrades to make this figure perfect in my opinion. Other than swapping some parts out with the V1, I sharpied the macros at the top to give it that line that the Lego piece is missing. I also added a Cape Cantina pauldron and a comma just like I did for the Gray and Hauser figures, and added colored arms too. The last thing I got from this drop were the upgraded legs for the 442nd Siege Battalion Trooper. This adds the hip printing that had been missing before and makes this figure perfect. Now there's a couple things that I didn't purchase from this drop that I just didn't really care for, but I'll still go over them. The Airborne Grunt is really awesome, but I didn't end up getting it just because it hasn't ever appeared in any media I've ever seen. Hopefully the second Airborne Company Trooper gets made from Revenge of the Sith, so I don't have to go buy one for 50 or 60 bucks on Bricklink. A Purge Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order would be cool to see with this helmet mold as well. Both the Shmi and Hawk helmet that released look accurate, but again, it's just something I'm not really interested in. And now to what might be GCC's only ever figure that's just plain bad. This Attack of the Clones Anakin figure looks nothing like the source material and copies Lego's Anakin figure, which isn't even based on Episode 2, but instead the 2003 Clone Wars micro series. I honestly have no idea what they were thinking when making this face print. Hopefully we can get a V2 that releases, just so that we can get the black leather that Anakin's missing on his robes and just make it more accurate to the movie overall. But other than that, GCC's future's looking pretty bright for the rest of the year. This was a pretty good wave, and I can't wait to see what else they have in store. With that all said, remember that Christ is King, and may the Force be with you.